All right, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we're going to be speaking more about Wyckoff and going in depth of everything you really need to know about Wyckoff and this Wyckoffian theory that everyone talks about. Okay. And I'm going to show you some schematics here. We're just going to keep it very simple. You do not need to know more than what I'm going to show you now. If you're trading smart money, right? And if you're trading my strategy that is elsewhere on this YouTube channel, it's basically just everything I teach. But if you want to go back more into Wyckoff, you can research that. It's all over the internet, or you can even message me on Telegram and I can send you some things to study that method, right? Okay, so before we get into this, I just want to say that you can join my premium. There's a monthly fee. There's a lifetime fee. I do have my premium. It'll be below in the description. That's my premium group where I send setups, where we do weekly watch lists in here each week. Okay. And I basically just send a bunch of setups, right? The trades that I'm taking here. I'm going to be doing a video breakdown of this on your odd. That'll be the next video. So yeah, basically we just go a lot more in depth on this strategy. And yeah, if you're interested, that's something you're interested in to join, just click the link in the description, right? It'll take you to my website and you can purchase it there. Okay, nonetheless, let's get into this video. Okay, so Wyckoff, right? All Wyckoff is just engineered liquidity. Okay, all it is a series of highs or a series of lows that happens. Okay, it's a schematic that engineers liquidity, right? That takes orders, right? This is all just about order flow, right? That engineers orders down here. This market is made with one sole, or it has one sole purpose, right? It is a liquidity engineering market. Okay, all time frames, 24/7. This market is engineering liquidity. It is creating orders for itself to take. Okay, it's a game. This industry is a game. These markets are a game, right? I just want to go into something real quick. So if you're a retail, like-minded retail trader, right, and you look at this as some sort of resistance, right? We have wicks up here, right? There's wicks up here, right? So when price comes back to this area, you're going to be looking to sell, right? So you're going to have sells. You're going to have sells up here, right? Sell limits up here. But if price winds up breaking through this, you're going to have buy limits at this resistance that turns into support, right? Okay, so, and then a lot of the times what more smart money is going to do is it's going to blow through this area. It's going to take your sell stop orders or your stop losses for selling, and then it's going to continue. Okay, so you get screwed out of the market both ways. Both buyers and sellers get screwed out of the market. Okay, now when this happens, we as smart money traders, we look to get in on some kind of retracement where all the negative orders were left behind, right? Let me just get rid of this. In order for price to drive up here, in order for smart money to drive price up here, there has to be negative positions before taking it lower. Okay, so they have to buy in heavy here and then they sell heavy here. Okay, so what do they usually do? They usually make their way up to some area that's around here, right, that we can call an order block or a point of interest to then sell off. Okay. And that's just basically liquidity and liquidity engineering. But nonetheless, Wyckoff, okay, you have your preliminary supply, your seller's climax, your secondary test. Okay, well, this is actually, let me just get rid of that. Your preliminary supply, seller's climax, secondary test, and then some form of UT or UTAD that breaks structure to the upside. And then ultimately, we're looking to get in somewhere around here, right? Because the last sell to buy, right? There's negative positions here, okay? There are the smart money sold up here. They are now negative as price comes to the upside, okay? So what do? They close out in some profit or potentially a break even, whatever. And then they drive the market. They drive the price higher, right? Okay, so this is all you need. Preliminary supply, seller's climax, secondary test, and then you have your UTAD. Okay, and we're going to look at a live example of this, and this is actually a trade that I just did send into premium. Okay, so preliminary supply, seller's climax, secondary test, UT or UTAD. This could be a UT, and then you might get a UTAD that comes again, then breaks structure. Okay, well, let's just call it UTAD for, in this case, right? And obviously, on the opposite end of things, we're going to look at, right? This is going to be your preliminary supply, your buyer's climax, your secondary test up here, which is basically, again, this is all just liquidity, just being engineered. the smart money is building orders so that they can collect them all ultimately and have enough to sell to the downside, push price lower. Okay, secondary test, UTAD. Okay, and then you get your move to the downside, looking to enter somewhere around here. Okay, so this is really all you need to know. You don't need to get into that that up thrust that comes up here. You don't need to get into that whatever they are, the SAL. It is important that there's inducement down here, right? Maybe some form of equal lows, because that would be our first partial, right, to target down here, or some kind of trend line, right? Maybe some kind of trend line that this is forming, okay, that we can take partials at, because obviously you know that retail traders are buying here and we are selling, okay? All right, so let's get into a live example on the charts, okay? So looking at AuDCAD on the daily, you can clearly see that we are in a bearish market, right? We're obviously going down, we're trending bearish. And what I was looking at was this up here, okay, in this area. I think it was this area up here, or was it this area? Okay, yeah, no, it was this daily POI, okay? So this is our daily POI, right? And a lot of people always ask me, right, why do you draw your POIs to the top of this candle? Isn't it just the last bullish candle before the bearish move? Well, if you think about it, the selling the buying starts here at this wick, right, and ends here, okay, and then the market starts selling off from there, okay? So that's where I draw my POIs like that. Just some refinement that you can do, and little tip for you in drawing OBs, okay? So I obviously refine this down to my hours, right? I'm scrolling through time frames, 15-minute, 14-minute, not 15 hour and 14 hours, what I meant to say. And here we go. We have a nice POI on our 14-hour, right? Refined. And we can start looking for some liquidity to be engineered up here, okay? And then this is exactly what happens, okay? Exactly what I just showed you, right? We have some form of Wyckoff or a Wyckoff schematic, right? So we do have our preliminary supply here. Let's mark that. Let me get this. Let me fix this for you. Preliminary supply. Your buyer's climax. Your secondary test. Either one of these two can be your secondary test, right? This one and this one, as long as it doesn't break the high, okay? That's what you're looking for. You're just looking for a few highs to be broken, right? So you can identify it. And this could also be your preliminary supply, okay? It really doesn't matter. As long as you notice that there's a high that gets broken, that gets tested, and then again gets broken, right? And then the market shifts, okay? And then ultimately we have our UTAD up here, right? That eventually came down to break structure, came down here. I don't know why oh, no wonder why. Our UTAD, right, didn't break structure quite yet. Finally, it breaks structure here, breaks structure here, also breaks structure here, but this is the main one that we're looking for. Probably comes up to test some sort of imbalance here. Okay, and then down again. Now, ultimately, after this whole schematic happens, right, after this whole thing is confirmed, right, and our UTAD break structure, I'm looking to get in. Okay, so this is when I start going down to lower time frames, and I start looking for my entries. Okay, and you can see that after the UTAD was formed and we started breaking structure, we had a nice form of supply that was made right after this. Okay, this is a 3-hour form of supply that could have very well been a risk entry right here. And right now, this is FOMC day, so I'm not really trading today. I'm not interested in much. And also I had a very nice trade last night on your order, which was sent in my group again. Setup was set in premium. Nonetheless, this could be a very nice risk trade, 21 pip stop, whatever. Typically what I will like to do is go down to like maybe say the 15-minute, 30-minute and look for those lower time frame confirmations that we always speak about, right? Maybe some more engineered liquidity in here, just like we had up here. We're still looking for engineered liquidity, right? Okay, that's taken. You have a change of character and then a return to some OB where you can enter from. And that's just to get those really, really, really tight risk to rewards. Okay, and then you can be targeting some kind of inefficiency down in the market down here, right? We have a nice imbalance here. You could be taking partials down here. Ultimately, you want to be taking partials at this low. So this is a great area as well. If you do get into this trade, we do have relatively equal lows as well. This would be perfect. This could even be an opportunity for buying at this point of interest. But let me not get too sidetracked here. This was actually sent in my premium group. Okay, so let's go back to our weekly watch list up here. This setup was sent. Yeah. Okay. So we were looking at this 3-hour POI, right? And this was on 8:57 on January 2nd. It is now 2:28 p.m. EST, January 5th. Okay. And this was that same 3-hour POI that we're looking to get in the market from. Okay. So this was a full breakdown really of all CAD, and I just wanted to make it clear about Wyckoff and what it is, and really all you need. Don't make it complicated, right? Preliminary supply, buyer's climax, or seller's climax, right? If you're on the downside, secondary test, UT, UTAD. Okay, so now sometimes the UT will be, so you have buyer's climax here. Yeah, we'll say you have preliminary supply, buyer's climax, secondary test. Okay, and then all UT is, right? It's just another high that's broken. Okay, maybe you say that break structure down here, but then you get this UTAD again, that break structure. Okay, that ultimately is the full Wyckoff schematic. A lot of times I just find that there's actually not a UT, it's just a UTAD right after the secondary test. Why? Because the secondary test induces a lot of liquidity, right? All that buy side liquidity that we just take and then push down to the downside. Okay. So it is possible that price could come back up here. And this would be best case scenario into some POI or imbalance over here, right? Maybe this whole last buy move to this sell move. This would be a very, very, very high probable, high risk to reward trade. Okay. And it would be a higher probable than this one. Why? Because price right now from the top of this high to the low of this candle here, we're just over the 50% mark. Okay, so this is confluence for selling because we are in premium range, but we really get into premium range up here. Okay, point above the 0.74, ultimately the 0.79 range. Okay, nonetheless, I think I'm gonna stop here. So I hope you guys were able to take some value out of this. I hope you're able to learn something. Again, if you're interested in joining my premium group, the link is in the description. You can go to my website and get that. And you can just send me a message about that on Telegram or reach out to me through email. Even if you don't choose to do that, you can still very well be profitable with all the information on this YouTube. And feel free to comment, write any questions, I'll take them. Feel free to message me on Telegram as well. Okay, so yep. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll be uploading pretty much every week now. And as always, good luck, good trading.